Every evening, just as the light begins to fail, something strange happens in your backyard. The feeder that was crowded all afternoon falls silent. The chickadees are gone. The cardinals, the sparrows, the jays, the little nuthatch that worked its way headfirst down the trunk all day. One by one, they slip away into the dusk, and you almost never see where they go. We share our mornings with these birds. We learn their colors and their calls. And yet the most important hours of their lives happen in a darkness we never witness. Because for a small bird, the night is not rest. The night is the hardest thing it will do all day. It is a quiet, invisible fight for survival, playing out a few feet from your window against two ancient enemies, the cold and the silent hunters that move through the dark. Tonight, let's follow them in. The first problem a small bird has to solve is simply where to sleep, and the choice is a matter of life and death. A bird out in the open is exposed to wind, to falling temperatures, and to anything that hunts in the dark. So as the light fades, backyard birds disappear into very particular places. Chipping sparrows, cardinals, blue jays, and mourning doves push deep into dense evergreens and thick cover, where the foliage breaks the wind and hides them from watching eyes. Woodpeckers, titmice, and bluebirds slip into tree cavities and nest boxes, tucking themselves behind solid walls. There is a logic to exactly where they settle. A bird that roosts close to the trunk of a thick conifer gets 3 geese at once. The dense needles around it block almost all the wind. Its central position, surrounded by branches, makes it far harder for a predator to reach. And there is even a little warmth radiating from the trunk itself, just enough to take the edge off the cold. Other birds choose the opposite extreme, sleeping out on the thinnest tips of branches or above tangled undergrowth, in spots a heavier predator simply cannot follow. But some birds have discovered something better than a good hiding place. They have discovered each other. On the coldest nights, certain birds stop sleeping alone. They crowd together, packing into a single sheltered space and sharing the warmth of their bodies. Eastern bluebirds will pile into a single nest box, 10 or more pressed together in a space meant for one family. And then there is the pygmy nuthatch of the western forests, which takes this to an extreme that is almost hard to believe. They never roost alone. Not once has anyone recorded a pygmy nuthatch sleeping by itself. Instead they gather, and in one famous case from the 1950s, a biologist watched roughly 150 of them pour into the roost holes of a single tree. More than 100 crammed into one cavity, a living, breathing knot of birds keeping one another alive through the night. Winter wrens do the same, dozens of them folding into one small hollow. Alone, each bird would lose its heat to the dark. Together, they become a furnace. So the bird has found its place. Now it has to prepare its own body. And what it does next is a quiet piece of engineering. Watch a bird settle for the night and you'll see it turn its head, reach back, and bury its bill into the feathers of its upper back. This isn't just comfort. The bill and the bare skin around the eyes are where a bird loses heat fastest, so tucking the face into that back pocket of feathers seals away the warmth. Then it fluffs. It puffs every feather outward until it looks like a small round ball, trapping a thick cushion of still air against its skin. That layer of trapped air is insulation, and it can cut the bird's heat loss dramatically. Many birds will also pull one bare leg up into that warm blanket of feathers, standing on a single foot, hiding the other against the heat of the belly. By morning, that fluffed, one-legged little shape has carried the bird through the longest, coldest part of the night. And here is where the night becomes truly strange, because even tucked in and insulated, the bird is not allowed to fully let go. Most animals, when they sleep, surrender completely. A small bird in a world full of owls cannot afford that. So many birds do something we are only beginning to understand. They sleep with half their brain at a time. It's called unihemispheric sleep, and it is exactly what it sounds like. One half of the brain drops into deep, genuine sleep, while the other half stays awake and on guard. And the giveaway is the eye. The eye connected to the sleeping half closes. The eye connected to the waking half stays open, watching the dark. There is a beautiful piece of science here. Researchers studied ducks sleeping in a row and they found that the birds on the very ends of the line slept with one eye open, and that open eye almost always pointed outward, away from the group, toward the direction danger would come from. The birds safe in the middle could close both eyes and sink into deeper sleep. The birds on the edge stood watch, half their mind asleep, half of it scanning the night for all of them. It is one of the most elegant trade-offs in all of nature, a brain split between rest and survival. But cold is relentless, and on the worst nights, even insulation and watchfulness are not enough. So some birds reach for their most extreme defense of all. They turn down their own thermostat. A black-capped chickadee weighs about as much as a few paper clips. On a freezing night, holding its body at its normal warm temperature would burn through its energy long before sunrise. So the chickadee does something deliberate and controlled. It lets its body temperature fall. Not by accident, not because it's failing, but on purpose, by around 10 degrees or more, slipping into a state called regulated hypothermia. With a cooler body, it burns far less fuel, and it coasts through the night on the energy it has left. Then, in the dark hours before dawn, it begins to shiver itself back to life, warming its body up so that by sunrise, it's ready to face the day. Birds that use this trick survive brutal cold snaps better than those that don't. And at the very far edge of this ability sits the hummingbird. A hummingbird's nightly drop isn't a gentle cooling. It is a near shutdown. It enters true torpor, letting its racing metabolism collapse by up to 95%, its body temperature plunging from around 40 degrees toward 10, and in one mountain species, all the way down to barely above freezing. A torpid hummingbird can use 50 times less energy than an active one. It hangs there in the cold, almost suspended between living and not until the morning calls it back. It's the same survival logic that chickadee uses, pushed to its absolute limit. And through all of this, the danger never sleeps. Out in the dark, the owls are hunting. An owl is built to find exactly these roosting birds. Its wings carry a comb-like fringe along the leading edge that smooths the air into silence, so it flies without a whisper of warning. Its ears are set unevenly on its head, and its broad face works like a satellite dish, funneling the faintest sound inward, so precisely that an owl can pin down a single bird in near total darkness by hearing alone. This is the reason every choice the little birds made tonight mattered so much. The hidden cavity, the deep cover, the body held silent and still, the position in the center of the group. Each one is an answer to the silent hunter passing overhead. And this is why we never see any of it. The birds vanish exactly as the light goes, into places built to be unseen. They hold themselves motionless and quiet, so the owls pass them by. The most dramatic things they do, the half-sleeping brain, the cooling body, the slowed and steadied heart, all happen on the inside, invisible, even if you were standing right beside them. And by the time you wake, it's already over. The chickadee has shivered itself warm again. The flock has loosened from its huddle. The fluff shapes have smoothed back into sleek little birds. So tomorrow morning, when the feeder fills up again and the chickadees return as if nothing ever happened, look a little closer. Every one of those small, ordinary birds just survived a night you'll never see. It chose its shelter, shared its warmth, slept with one eye on the dark, cooled its own body to the edge of what it could bear, and outlasted the silent hunters until the light came back. They never tell us. They just arrive at dawn, fluffed and hungry and alive, and wait for the day to begin again.